What is up, weather enthusiasts? I'm your host, Pat's Path Predictor. Let's get right into the weather. Alright, so this is the situation we have right here. We have Invest 96E currently developing in the Pacific Ocean right now. We have an 80% chance of development at the current time, according to the National Hurricane Center, 90% in the next 5 days. So off the shore of southern Mexico, showers and thunderstorms associated with a broad area of low pressure located several hundred miles south-southeast of Acapulco, Mexico. Please excuse me, I don't know how to pronounce that, so I do apologize. Continue to show increased signs of organization. Environmental conditions appear conducive for continued development, and tropical depression is expected to form well offshore of the coast of southern Mexico by late Friday or Saturday. The disturbance is forecast to move westward to west-northwestward around 10 miles per hour, while remaining offshore of the southern and southwestern coast of Mexico. Formation chance in the next 48 hours, 80%, as I just said, and 90% in the next 5 days. We have the current storm information right here. It might have updated, actually. Yes, it has updated. We now, as a 30 knot or 35 mile per hour invest, pressure has fallen from 1,010 to 1,009 millibars, and the winds are at 80 miles per hour. Its location is 11 degrees north, 98.6 degrees west. So we're still going to have to pay attention to it. If we take a look at the track models right here, it's expected to move west-northwest to northwest for the next few days. It's going to start moving into those cooler waters in about 4 to 5 days. So we're going to have to pay attention to it. And basically, if it does develop and if it does intensify, it's going to have to do it in that window. Next thing we're going to look at is intensity. Majority of the models have this as a hurricane, and this is pretty crazy because in the Pacific, 4 out of the 5 named systems have become hurricanes. That is a ratio of named storm to hurricane of about 80%. Like, I have never seen that before. Like, it's like you don't even get up to 50% sometimes. Now this is what, mid-July, and we're at 80%. Like, I mean, good thing the majority of these have stayed out to sea, but if this is what we're seeing already in the Pacific, I am worried about what's going to be happening in the Atlantic Hurricane Basin, in the next couple of months. Because the only thing that is stopping anything from developing is the moisture. There's not enough moisture in the atmosphere in some parts of the tropical wave areas for really any full development to go on. But as time goes on, that moisture is going to increase, and I will link another one of Michael Romali's video talking about it. But with that being said, let's go ahead and take a look at this global sea temperatures, 28 to 29 degrees Celsius, so around 83, 84 to 85 degrees Fahrenheit. So plenty of warm water, plenty of weak wind shear for this thing to develop. Majority of the models have this thing as a hurricane going up. So we're going to have to pay attention to it as time goes on. I believe it is too early to really say, okay, this is the latest run right here. Yeah, we're looking at 1 mile, the DSHP having this at major hurricane status right here. So what I'm going to do is we're going to go to the forecast models, and we're going to go to the hurricane models. We're going to start with the HMON and just show you what's going on. We're going to set it to lower dynamics, 850 height right here, just to show you what's going on. So this is what it looks. This is what we're going up against right here. And as time goes on, it takes a couple of days to organize and develop. But once it does, it looks like the HMON has this thing going up to around a Category 1 hurricane, then about a Cat 2, with winds potentially up to 100 miles per hour, and then starts stagnating and slowly weakening as time goes on. Now let's go ahead and compare that to the GFS model right here. The GFS is also quite interesting right here. It takes, once again, a couple of days for this thing to organize. This does move it further to the north, but the GFS does have that northern bias in that model, so we're going to have to still pay attention to it, but I don't think it's going to be this far north. Yeah, this thing ends up bottoming out around 967 millibars. So a high-end Category 2 hurricane right here, potentially. And then this thing starts slowly stagnating and weakening as time goes on. So, yeah, that's basically the GFS right here. That's more aggressive than the HMON is. And we're looking at high-end Cat 2. The H-Wharf is generally the most aggressive model, so we're going to have to take a look at what's going on with this. The H-Wharf has this thing developing in the next 24 hours. And then strengthening up to a tropical storm, and then basically, as you take a look, we're starting to rapidly intensify into a hurricane. It bottoms out at 979 millibars. It kind of stays there, and then it starts strengthening again bottoming out at this time around 976. Wind field starts expanding. We're at about either a high-end Category 1 or low-end Category 2 with the HMON, if we can correlate that with the intensity models. Yeah, it's about, we can take a look at it. It's well within that hurricane range right there. So I will say the good news is this is going to stay out to sea. The only good news I've seen this season is that, except for Agatha, these hurricanes have stayed out to sea. But I will continue to monitor it as the situation develops. But with that being said, that's going to wrap up this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Be sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you are new. It helps me out and helps me make more videos like these. The goal of this channel is to get more people engaged with weather. But with that being said, guys, have a wonderful day. Hit the red subscribe button. It is right down there. It is that easy to do. And stay safe.